Hello, hello, my lovelies. Today we're going to be talking about the trailer for the new Marvel show coming out, Ms. Marvel, and what I thought of it and the thoughts of other people in the comments. Now, without any further ado, grab a snack, grab a drink, and let's jump into it. Roll the intro. Welcome back. Now, what are we talking about today? We are talking about the new Ms. Marvel show that is going to be coming out on Disney Plus. The trailer released, and there is a lot of mixed opinions on this trailer, I've heard. So I went ahead and I watched it. I'm fairly familiar with the character of Kamala Khan, who goes by the superhero name of Ms. Marvel. She looks up in the comics, as far as I'm aware. I've mostly seen her in the animated TV shows. So this is what I'm going off of. In the comics, according to the shows, and other people I've seen, are saying that she is both, she looks up to Captain Marvel, also known as Carol Danvers. She loves comics. She is, a young kid, and she gets hit with a lot of energy, and she gets these really cool stretching powers, kind of like Mr. Fantastic, which is the character a lot of people compare Kamala to. So when this trailer dropped, in the trailer you see young Kamala. She's sitting in what I assume is a principal's office, and he's talking to her, and she starts, thinking about comics and boys, and it's like a montage set to Blinding Lights by The Weeknd, and which the trailer was pretty solid in terms of production, it looks like, but it's going to be a TV show, so I don't know how they're going to translate these stretching powers. In the beginning, that's what I thought. I'm like, well, it's going to be a TV show. How are they going to translate these stretching powers and make it look good? Given it's Disney Plus, they probably do have a high budget, but they tried that before and it didn't look too good. But then later on in the trailer, we see she is up in what I assume is the attic of her parents' home, and she finds these bracelets and she puts them on, and all of a sudden she tells somebody that the power within them feels cosmic. So this is one thing that a lot of people are upset about, is because from what I understand, if you can correct me in the comments, and you are Muslim, please correct me in the comments, please. I would love to be corrected. But from what I've read in the comments from people that claim to be Muslim themselves, have said that she's Muslim, they aren't allowed to do things like magic or use something that is magic. And that is something I kept seeing within the comments of this trailer for the Disney Plus show, is her powers are now different. Her powers are now, it seems like the powers are coming strictly from the bracelets and not her from within, which is another thing we've kind of seen from Shang-Chi, or now Ms. Marvel, is these people that are supposed to, be hit with some kind of energy, or like the Hulk or Captain America be injected with something. We're seeing a lot of superheroes that aren't made super by themselves or something within them. It has to be something without them, like Iron Man, how, he was a billionaire, playboy, philanthropist, genius, but it was the suit that made Iron Man. You see what I'm saying? And that was kind of like the whole premise of Spider-Man Homecoming, was him telling Peter that you're special inside you. It shouldn't be the suit that makes you. Don't make my mistakes. So a lot of people are upset that now it doesn't seem like the magic or the power is coming from within Kamala herself. It is coming from these bracelets she's wearing, and her powers look substantially different. Another gripe that people I keep seeing are having is the whole thing about her, being changed, or this show doesn't look like it's made for adults. It looks very cartoony, very Nickelodeon is what on one of the comments I read. I'm going to read off comments when I'm done. But that's what it looks like to me. A lot of people are saying, but what do I think about this? I think it looks like a mixed bag. You know, I understand why people are upset over the fact that her powers look changed, that she, you know, is Muslim and that she is using magic technically. I understand that, and I understand that. But it doesn't look terrible. It doesn't look terrible to me. It does look very, yes, much like a cheap production. But again, Kamala is a young teenage character. I think she's in middle school. From what I understand, she's either a freshman in high school or a middle schooler. And I understand why they would kind of want to bring this character to the audience that is the same age as her. Because a lot of kids want to see a superhero that isn't like 30 or 40 or like Iron Man, you know, they want to see a kid like them. That's why I think Spider-Man is so popular, is because Spider-Man is 15, canonically. He's supposed to be 15, 16, and then he ages with the movies. But originally we see Peter Parker as a 16-year-old in almost every single movie he is in high school. Which is why I think Spider-Man prevails to be a very popular character, because he's a character that a lot of kids can look up to. And then those kids grow up with Peter. And they grow up, you know, loving Spider-Man because he was that one superhero that a lot of kids, you know, related to a lot. You know, being an outcast, being the geek, or anything like that. And I know one of the reasons why I loved Spider-Man as a kid is because I really related, you know, constantly bullied, a nerd, likes to read, likes science and all that, and nobody really likes, I understood that, and it's one of the reasons why I still like Spider-Man, that and he's freaking hilarious. Spider-Man's humor helped shape me. With the Sam Raimi, trilogy, or the Amazing Spider-Man series with Andrew Garfield. The Andrew Garfield ones are freaking hilarious. I know a lot of people don't like the Andrew Garfield films, but I'm here for every single Spider-Man iteration. I love every single one. So don't ask me who my favorite Spider-Man is. I don't partake in that whole fight. I think they've all brought something significant to the table, whether it be Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland, whoever, you know. So, back to Ms. Marvel. I didn't mean to go on a whole Spider-Man rant, but back to Ms. Marvel. It looks like it's very much for the kids that are the same age as Kamala, which is going to be like tweens. And it looks like they're taking on the approach of like the movie The Duff. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie The Duff, but there's like a lot of like crazy things going around her that nobody else can see, like speech bubbles or like emojis, you know, stuff like that. Kind of like Lizzie McGuire, and a lot of people probably have seen Lizzie McGuire more, but it's like things that are like cartoony happening around her as she's reacting to things, and I think that's actually a really cool thing to kind of bring back. So I think this looks like very much like a mixed bag. I might watch it just to see how it holds up, because it doesn't look terrible, it just looks very much like it's meant to be for kids. So I understand why a lot of people would be upset over the religious parts of this, but I can't speak for that community. So now I'm going to read you guys what other people are thinking about this. I'm going to be putting them up on the screen as usual. This one says, feels like a Nickelodeon movie. Is it just me, or are her powers way different now? If they're gonna go the cosmic powers route, I really hope that something happens with her down the line that gives her the shape-shifting abilities. This feels like Captain Marvel 1.5. Purple everywhere, even in her jacket. This is all magic from the bracelet, it seems. I'm very interested in seeing more of her powers in action, what exactly they are, how they work, and how the main lead does look charismatic. Agreed. The lead that they picked for Kamala does look like a very charismatic and very, you know, cool kid. I think she's doing fine. It looks like in the trailer. So, yeah. And here's the last comment I found. These were all like right above each other, these last 1, 2, 3, 4 comments. So these were just like if you know what I mean. Wait a sec, does MCU Kamala have Green Lantern power as opposed to the elongation shape-shifting powers in the comics? It's an interesting take. Also, I think she gets that power from a family heirloom bangle and not it being an Inhuman, which is what I guess it needed. So I kind of understand why they would change things a little bit like that for, like, the X-Men and stuff if they want to bring the X-Men into it, but yeah, that's what I think. That's what other people think. I will probably give it a watch just to see how it is. There was also a comment where somebody basically said this looks like Cloak and Dagger, which shade. Because everyone that I knew did not like Cloak and Dagger, even though I thought it was alright. I thought Cloak and Dagger was alright because it had Olivia Holt, and I've basically grew up watching Olivia Holt and, like, Kickin' It or Girl vs. Monster. She was a Disney Channel star. So I've seen her on Cloak and Dagger. I was like, oh, cool, she got a Marvel show. I'm going to give this a watch. And it was alright. I liked it. So, yeah. If you guys like this video, please hit the like button. Maybe hit the subscribe for shits and gigs. I talk about books. I talk about movies, TV shows. If I think it's interesting, it's probably going to be pop culture or nerdy in some way, shape, or form. Or internet drama. So, it's a large array here. It's random on this quarter of the internet, hence the name of the channel. So, I love you guys so much. I hope you have a great day. Bye.